Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Fluent English with Podcast, your go-to channel for learning English the natural, fun way, while also building skills that improve your everyday life. I'm Peter.
And I'm Anna. We're so glad you're here with us today. Whether this is your very first episode or you've been following us for a while, you're in exactly the right place because today's topic might just change the way you learn English, and honestly, the way you approach any goal in life.
Okay, so let me throw out a big question right at the start. What do you think is the one thing, the make or break factor, that decides whether you actually succeed at your goals? Whether that's learning English, getting fit, starting a new career, or even just sticking to a morning routine.
Oh, that's tough. I'm going to take a wild guess. Is it talent? Maybe motivation? Or having the right teacher?
Close, but not quite. The real answer, the superpower that makes everything possible, is self-discipline. And that's exactly what today's episode is all about.
And honestly, Peter, this topic is hitting me right where it hurts because I've been struggling with discipline lately. I keep setting personal goals, like working out 3 times a week. But when the moment comes, Netflix somehow always wins.
Oh, the Netflix trap. I know it well. You sit down for just one episode, and suddenly it's midnight, your workout didn't happen, and you're promising yourself, I'll start tomorrow.
Yes, that exact phrase, I'll start tomorrow, is like my personal catchphrase. And the funny thing is, tomorrow comes, and I still manage to find an excuse. It's a cycle of procrastination, and I know a lot of our listeners can relate.
You're absolutely right. And here's the thing, without self-discipline, those cycles never really break. We all get motivated at the start, new goals, fresh excitement, but motivation fades. And when it does, the only thing that keeps us moving forward is discipline.
So you're saying discipline is even more important than motivation itself?
Exactly. Motivation is like a spark. It feels exciting, but it burns out quickly. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is like the steady engine that keeps you going mile after mile. Whether it's improving your English, finishing a workout, or learning a new skill, discipline is what bridges the gap between your goals and your achievements.
I love that. It's almost like discipline is the invisible force that carries you forward even when you don't feel like it.
Yes, and that's why today we're breaking it down step by step. We're going to share some really practical, easy-to-apply strategies so that you not only stick to your English learning, but also build habits that can transform every area of your life. All right, friends, this is where it gets exciting. Let's dive into some super practical strategies you can start using today to build real self-discipline. And remember, these aren't just for English learning. They'll help you with fitness, work, or any goal you're chasing.
Tip 1. Start with tiny habits.
This one is my favorite. Start with tiny habits. And I mean tiny. I used to set these giant goals, like exercising for an hour every single day, or studying English for 2 hours straight. Guess how long that lasted?
3 days.
Exactly. 3 days. And then I burned out completely. The truth is, huge goals can feel overwhelming. But tiny habits, like 5 minutes of exercise or 5 minutes of English practice, are so small, you almost can't say no.
And here's the magic. Over time, those 5 minutes turn into momentum. Suddenly, 5 minutes becomes 10, then 20. It's not about size, it's about consistency.
Tip 2. Focus on systems, not just goals.
Tip number 2 is a game changer. Focus on systems, not just goals. Goals are great, they give you direction. But without a system, they don't stick.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying, I want to become fluent in English, build a system. Maybe that's listening to our podcast every morning during your commute, or spending 10 minutes reviewing vocabulary before bed. Systems are what carry you forward, day after day.
Think of it this way. Your goal is the destination, but your system is the road that takes you there.
Tip 3. Make habits attractive.
Here's where it gets fun, literally. If you want to stick with a habit, make it attractive. I used to dread working out, but then I started listening to my favorite music playlist while exercising. Suddenly, it felt enjoyable.
And you can do the same with English. Watch a Netflix series in English, listen to a funny podcast, or reward yourself with a little treat after a study session. When you connect a habit with something fun, you'll want to come back to it.
Tip 4. Design your environment.
Your environment either helps you succeed or sets you up for failure. If your desk is cluttered or your phone is full of distractions, discipline feels impossible.
Right. I started leaving my English book on the table where I eat breakfast. That way, it stares me in the face every morning. I also put my workout clothes right next to my bed, so I don't even have to think about it. It's all ready for me.
The easier you make it to do the right thing, the more likely you'll follow through.
Tip 5. Manage willpower and energy.
Willpower isn't endless. It gets weaker the more you use it. By the end of the day, I've got zero energy left for studying or exercising.
That's why you should tackle your most important tasks when your energy is highest. For a lot of people, that's in the morning. Study English then, even for 10 minutes. You'll be sharper, more focused, and more likely to stick with it.
Tip 6. Accountability.
And finally, accountability. If you want discipline to stick, don't do it alone. Tell a friend, find a study buddy, or join an online community.
When someone's checking in on you, even kindly, it gives you that extra push. It's harder to skip a workout or miss your English practice when you know someone's cheering you on.
Exactly. Discipline becomes easier when it's shared. Okay, before we wrap up, let's slow down for a moment and look at some useful vocabulary we've used today. These words aren't just good for talking about discipline. They'll help you sound more natural in everyday English.
Exactly. We'll go through 5 key words and phrases, and we'll give you examples so you can start using them right away.
1. Consistency. This means doing something regularly without stopping. For example, her consistency with English practice helped her improve quickly.
2. Momentum. Momentum is the energy that builds when you keep going. For example, once he started reading in English every night, he built momentum and it became easier.
3. Burnout. This is when you push yourself too hard and get exhausted. For example, I tried to study English for 3 hours every day, but I got burnout after 1 week. 4. Reinforce. To reinforce means to strengthen or support. For example, repeating new vocabulary out loud helps reinforce it in your memory.
5. Procrastinate. And finally, one of our favorite guilty words, procrastinate. That's when you delay doing something you should be doing. For example, I procrastinated my workout by scrolling Instagram instead. The best way to remember these words is to use them in real life. Try writing a sentence with each one in your journal, or use them in a conversation with a friend.
Exactly. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel. So don't just memorize them, reinforce them by practicing. All right, let's take a moment to wrap up everything we've talked about today. Because remember, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about staying consistent, even when it's tough.
Exactly. Let's go through the key points.
First, discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline carries you forward.
Second, start small. Tiny habits are easier to stick to and build momentum over time.
Third, don't just set goals, create systems. Systems keep you consistent day after day.
Fourth, make your habits attractive and enjoyable. Pair them with music, shows, or rewards.
Fifth, design your environment so it supports you, not distracts you.
And finally, find accountability. Having someone cheer you on makes all the difference.
Small steps, repeated consistently, lead to big results. That's the real secret.
Thanks for joining us on Fluent English with Podcast. We hope these tips help you stay disciplined, not just in your English learning, but in every part of your life.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly lessons. And hey, drop us a comment below. What's one small habit you're going to start this week?
Keep practicing, keep improving, and remember, discipline doesn't have to be boring. Make it fun, make it consistent, and you'll see amazing progress.
Until next time, take care and keep learning.